If you've ever hired marketing help and felt burned 6 months later, frustrated, disappointed, convinced that marketing just doesn't work for your business, I need to tell you something that might sting a little bit. It probably wasn't the marketer's fault. That's a hard one. We need to own that. I've watched this pattern play out for 25 years as a marketing expert. Business owner realizes they need help, does some research, makes a hire, often based mostly on price, and 6 months later, they're jumping to the next provider, caught in a cycle that reinforces the belief that all marketers are the same. But here's what's actually happening. They hired someone to build on a foundation that just simply doesn't exist yet. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 things you need to build before you hire so your next hire becomes more of an investment and not an expensive lesson. The first thing most businesses skip: defining what success actually looks like, not vague goals like we need more leads or our website needs updating. I'm talking about specific, measurable outcomes tied to revenue, a timeline, and your actual business capacity. Those are also known as SMART goals. Here's a stat that should stop you in your tracks. 78% of small businesses fail because they lack a well-developed business and marketing plan. You can't build strategy on assumptions. Before you hire anyone, document what you're trying to achieve and why it matters to your specific business trajectory over the next 1, 5, and 10 years. The second piece that's almost always missing: a documented understanding of who you actually serve. When businesses skip this, they end up with messaging that speaks to everyone, which means it resonates with no one. I've seen companies spend thousands on beautiful campaigns that completely miss the mark because they were guessing, which completely breaks my heart. You need to know your ideal client's challenges, priorities, decision-making process, and the actual language that they use, not that you use. The difference between saying we help small businesses and we help professional service firms generating $5 million plus in gross annual revenue who are exhausted by marketing chaos, that changes everything. Here's what nobody wants to talk about. Most business owners have no idea what their marketing budget should be. Industry standards say B2B companies should spend 2 to 5% of revenue on marketing, and for B2C, closer to 5 to 10%. But beyond the numbers, you need clarity on what you're willing to invest across the 3 currencies of marketing: time, money, and internal bandwidth. Without this clarity, you make decisions reactively instead of strategically, and reactive decisions rarely produce strategic results. Here's a pattern I see constantly. Businesses hire marketing help, but don't designate who internally will own the relationship, provide timely feedback, or integrate recommendations into operations. Then marketing stalls because decisions get bottlenecked or implemented without proper integration. You need someone with clear accountability and actual capacity, not just adding marketing oversight to someone already operating at 100% within your organization that usually doesn't have any marketing experience. This one might be the most important, and it's the one business owners skip most often. Ask yourself, why did you start this company? What was broken that you had to fix? What's the origin story that still drives you? Simon Sinek said it perfectly. When companies forget where they come from, business tends to go sideways because they're chasing the wrong things. Reconnecting with your why and why you started your business takes some vulnerability. It means admitting what's drifted. A plan built on a forgotten why is just a to-do list with good formatting. So before you hire your next marketing resource, build this foundation. 1, define what success actually looks like, tied to revenue and timeline. 2, document your ideal client in their language. 3, establish your budget across time, money, and bandwidth. 4, assign internal ownership with real capacity. 5, reconnect with your why. When you do this work first, your marketing hire becomes a collaborative partner, not just another vendor. I've built some free tools to help: a marketing calculator for your budget clarity and a strategic planning workbook that walks you through this whole process. The links are in the description, so help yourself. If this resonated, subscribe. I share strategies like this pretty often to help established businesses grow with intention. I'm always rooting for you.